And we're live, man.
I hope you got your cups ready.
I got mine.
Drink ready, because we're about to have some good time. Welcome back for another episode of Drunk Mondays.
Drunk Mondays, man. I'm excited. Are you excited?
I'm extremely excited. This has been a crazy week of absolutely no news.
News.
When does this happen?
It's like after the president.
We create a show where obviously stuff is happening every week during 2020.
Yep.
We get to the second episode, absolutely nothing. The lead story this week, no lie, I Love New York reunion show for Thanksgiving going down on VH.
So I saw that. I think I saw like a thing for it. I'm like, this can't be real. Like, are we really bringing? Like, we're really bringing this back?
I watched Fox 5 News and they were featuring New York on there talking about the reunion show.
Right.
I say to myself, wow, Georgia, right? There's absolutely nothing going on that we got to feature a person from the early 2000s.
All right. But this does have to make you ask yourself, where's Flavor Flav?
Right.
Like,
whoa. You just had a magic cup up here.
Hey, I guess, somebody didn't like my UGA cup. So I guess I'm going to switch. I tried to give UGA some love because it's homecoming week, but apparently that I'm going to still get UGA a little bit.
They get a little bit of love. Just
right
a
there
little
in the shot. Right there in the shot.
Bow, bow.
Bow, bow.
Yeah.
Yes, I didn't even think it was so I saw that and I was like, are we really bringing back Flavor of Love? And then I was like, where's Flavor Flav? Like, is he still a thing? Is he alive?
Like, this brings up many different things. One of them that I would recall is my favorite show from that whole era, Making the Band with Diddy, is still not on DVD. This has been years.
Yes.
Diddy will not release Making the Band. I want DABAND, right?
Hold on. All right. Are we going Making the Band with Danny D. Kane? Or are we going Making the Band with what's that group? What's that other one?
Dylon.
Yes.
Dylon. I dropped hot fire. I spit hot fire, man.
All right. Do any of them have like that? See, now I feel like we should have had this conversation a minute ago, because now I want to know where these dudes are and where the Danny D. Kane girls at, because like they walked to Brooklyn to get that cheesecake and ain't nobody heard from them since.
Right. I think back on my time watching MTV shows, and between DABAND, because I gotta say it like that every time.
You gotta go in.
And then my group Sleep on It, Danny D. Kane. Then we turn into Day 26.
Day 26.
With the fighting and all that. And I gotta say, Making the Band was probably the first Black reality TV show that I ever really, truly appreciated on that level, that I had to tune in every week.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, and I don't even think I would classify Making the Band as I think at the time, I don't think I classified it as reality TV, but maybe I'm just judging that based on what we have right now for reality TV, like Real Housewives and that kind of stuff. Like, 'cause that's trash, but somehow Making the Band was less trash, if that's a thing. Can that be a thing?
Right. Making the Band was serious. It was like the best things of American Idol, America's Next Top Model, and music with Diddy made the whole show. It was the best show.
And then you had the whole show going, another B. Cox joint.
Right.
Like Brian Michael Cox made every song. Like I don't know what he owes Diddy, but Brian Michael Cox made every one of those Danny D. Kane and Day 26 songs.
And Scott Storch. Right.
So now we talking about where's Flavor Flav? Like, where is Scott Storch and Michael and Brian Michael Cox?
Outside of the most recent versus battle, where I saw him smoking a huge blunt as he's like going through some beats and high as hell, which I got to give him huge creative props, right?
Yeah.
The thing that occurred to me about all this as we were preparing for this week's show is, if Diddy's show was the first Black show that I ever really liked, and thinking about it, we had our first Black VP, Kamala Harris, elected. This is where we ended off last week, right?
Right.
What other Black first are we in store for the foreseeable future? What other Black things do you see as our first coming out the woodwork?
Can I be honest?
Yes, please do.
How many more Black firsts do we have left? Like it's 2020. Can we be done with Black firsts? Like, can we be on to the second or the third? Like, I just saw a story the other day, yesterday, and it was like the first Black dude on the International Space Station, right? Like, that thing been up there for 20 years, and we just getting one.
It is kind of crazy.
It's folk been up there 2-3 times, and we get one.
NASA has turned it over to a private industry, and they got the first Black guy up.
So NASA didn't even get one. So NASA in Florida, like in probably, you know, it's probably, you know, it's surrounded by Blackness, and we just getting the first one. Like,
and I gotta say, I'm kind of disappointed. I know these people, they're the only people that they can turn back around and say it is indeed rocket science, right?
Right.
But diversity is actually not rocket science, right? And you think they would have learned this from Hidden Figures, right?
That's what I'm saying.
More inclusion is better, right?
Yes, just Black a little bit. Like, can we get more?
I don't know, man.
So this year we also had what's his name? Was it Elijah Cummings?
Yes.
Lied. He lied in state in the rotunda, right? No. John Lewis. First African American elected official to lay in state in the U.S. Capitol rotunda.
Right.
Like,
I gotta think to myself, like, all forever.
In the history of Black people in America, John Lewis was the okay. Well, I'll caveat that, right? First elected official. I'm sure there have been other African Americans who have laid in state in the rotunda, right? But the first elected official, like,
yeah,
ain't been nobody else.
You know, it's interesting. I mean, this does hit at other things, right? So, my wife is a recruiter. She works in the recruiting industry, right? And she would say that, you know, as companies are looking for CEOs or top level executives, right? They're like, oh, I'm down for the diversity, right? I want the diversity, right? And that's not critical. I don't want to throw shade to any of the bigger companies out there, but there are a few no-name clients out there or no-name people out there that say, oh, I want a minority candidate that has 15 years of experience. And it's like, they ain't been in the spot for about 15 years.
That's what I'm saying. Right? That's what I'm saying.
And to go back to 15 years, that's 2005. That's like Katrina, right? Did Katrina happen in 2005? Like, what? We going back to Katrina? You can't find people. And that's just crazy. As for where we're at as a society, it seems like we are grossly behind in the first Black whatever blank, right?
Right.
So I don't know, man. This is kind of crazy. I mean, what are you thinking is a thing that you're like, I haven't seen a Black person do this yet?
On a football team.
Like a majority stakeholder.
I think we got Derek Jeter right now. Is it Derek Jeter? He's part owner of the Florida Marlins. But I don't think we've never had, and it just came out yesterday. We got a woman who is the first general manager, but I think she's Asian. Big props to her. But I mean, we have no African American people who own a football team. We got some rich folks. I think we got Jordan owns somebody Jordan owns a basketball team, so we got that. But I mean, football is the sport. Baseball is the sport, right?
Right.
Like, I mean, we finally got Bubba Wallace out there doing this thing in NASCAR, and there were NASCAR people before that, but I mean, but name notoriety, like, no, we ain't got nobody in none of these sports.
That's pretty heavy.
Yeah, but and I was just talking to a friend of mine, man, because he sent me the video of these they were white kids and they were stepping, and it was like trash, right? And he sent me the video and he's like, man, what's up? And I'm like, bro, I'm so exhausted from cultural appropriation. Like, like everybody want to be black until it's time to be black, right? Like when stuff that happens to black people starts jumping off, then it's like, oh no, what are we gonna do? How can we help? We can march with you. But every other time it's like, hey, I love black music. I want to have cornrows in my hair. I want to have thick lips like black women.
You mean Kim K braids? Kim K braids.
Oh God.
Kim K braids. That's the new thing, or it was maybe a thing.
I'm over it. It's like
Kim K braids.
Like we steady here trying to fight for what's ours and in 2020 we're still being first in all of this crap. But we gotta fight, cultural appropriation and people stealing our stuff. Come on, man.
Like, see, I'm glad. See, you. This is why this is a good show, right? Because you are the other side of the coin, right? You think about the positive things, right?
Right.
My mind instantly goes to what is the craziest thing I have not seen a black person do yet, right? And I'm running out because I'm on social media. I keep on seeing people do these amazing things. I was like, oh, there you go.
Yeah.
There you go. Somebody's in Tibet. I didn't think black people went to Tibet, but yes, they do. Yes, they do. You did it. You got the gold star.
I mean, we're everywhere, man. We're everywhere doing everything, and finally, we're starting to get a little credit, a little shine for it. And then now that we're getting credit and shine, it's like, oh, black people made this cool, and then we're gonna take it.
I actually I think I should start maybe a show, a small short form clip show of first in blackdom, right? Which is like the smaller level stuff, right? Like J.J. Jenkins was the first black guy to steal out the liquor stores. No, that's crazy. Don't want to do that. You know what I mean?
The first black grandmama to fry chicken in a cast iron.
First black, yes. So the first black grandmama that had 3 frying pans, right?
Her name was Wilhelmina Jenkins.
Fish, chicken, pork, right?
Yeah.
It just was like, don't mess with my pots, right?
Exactly.
These are first that would set the tone for the rest of black history, right?
The first black grandmama to have a wash pot that also doubled as a fish fry container.
Right, because I think my J.J. Jenkins one, that's terrible. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's horrible, right? And that's openly the saddest excuse for a black history kind of mark, right?
Right.
But there are certain things that get passed down, right?
Yep.
Like the first auntie who told their niece or nephew not to eat somebody else's food at the cookout. That lady is in the Hall of Fame of black.
Hall of Fame. Black Hall of Fame.
Passed down generation to generation. She set the tone, the stage for where we would go with this thing.
The first auntie that said you can't eat everybody potato salad.
Yes, right.
That's real.
Right.
Yep. Or
that person said, we all can eat the food. And she said, no, we will not.
Or
right?
The first grandmama, the first black mama that put leftovers in the Betty Crocker Tupperware, the Betty Crocker butter bowl.
Right.
Like, we all do it. Nobody knows why. It's just
Hall of Fame, right?
Hall of Fame.
Hall of Fame. I'm from New Jersey, right?
Yep.
The first black person that called ramen noodles oodles and noodles.
Oodles and
right?
noodles. Yep.
It was like, where did the name come from? Right. But that's what it is now, right?
Or better yet, the first black man is his name is probably Charles, that asked for wings fried extra hard, lemon pepper wet.
Right. The lemon pepper
wet.
Right?
Yep, all flats.
I can imagine a setting in front of a JR Crickets where people are taking orders. It's a guy, he's down on his luck.
Mm-hmm.
He's taking orders at the cash register. Because I never imagined that there's a happy cashier. No. At any store that I've ever been to, I feel bad. Like, if I want to tip someone, I want to tip the cashier, because I understand this is a rough job, right?
Not the cashier that's taking your order for wings. They ain't never happy.
Right. They always like, do you know what you want? Right.
Exactly.
So the first guy that walks up and says, I want a 10-piece.
Yep.
Lemon pepper wet.
You got the order wrong. I need a 10-piece, all flats, fried hard, lemon pepper extra wet with a red fruit punch. Like that's the order.
Oh, see, in Jersey, it would be a Tahitian treat. Right.
But I'm willing to bet that first order took place in East Atlanta at a JR Crickets.
With an Arizona green tea.
Oh, not the
Now,
Arizona green tea.
Now, see, we're talking about cultural. Geez, it's the
what was it? Cultural appropriation.
Cultural appropriation. Excuse me, I'm trying to find the words, right? So, cultural appropriation, right? Arizona green tea owes so much money
to Black people,
the African American community, because I don't think anybody else drinks this tea.
We single-handedly kept Arizona green tea on the market. Black people, single-handedly,
right?
And probably grape drink and the bootleg Kool-Aid. Like Black people kept all of those companies wide open.
Right. And sugar.
Sugar. The only reason sugar still exists today is because of Black people.
Right. Because somebody was like, you know what this needs?
Sugar.
Pow. Sugar. Pow. Right.
Like
that boom. That set that off. Now it's come back to bite us as a culture.
Oh, because now we got diabetes.
We got diabetes like crazy.
Yeah. And it's a dialysis spot on every corner. Right. Next to the wing spot that's serving 10-piece wings for $5.99.
Exactly.
$1 extra when you want all flats. All flats is $1 extra, but if you want all drums, it's the same price.
Right. I think about the first person that upgraded to VIP in the club, right?
Yes.
What was that like? Right. What was that like when you went to the club and you like, you know what this club needs? A platform in the club, not of the club.
His name is Otis. His name is
Otis.
I guarantee you, the first dude to ever go VIP in a club, his name is Otis. Like that just sounds like something. I mean, it sounds like something an Otis would do.
I want to know the first club promoter that said, give me 20 names on the list. Everybody get free before 12, right? That was a huge
moment.
And promotion in club promotion history.
I want to know the first club promoter who leaned up against the wall with his right leg up and didn't really do nothing but pass out flyers as people walked
by. Right. Funny story, right? One day we were working orientation, right? We're working orientation. We got
Hold on, you talking about orientation for your current employer or while you were in college?
Gotcha.
Okay.
Right.
Gotcha.
I have stories about when I was actually in orientation as a student. But one day we're doing orientation. We're having a normal session, right?
Mm-hmm.
One of the student leaders, we had to cut the mic off, right? Because the student leader said, we got a mixtape drop in, check out our SoundCloud, right? And I was not mad at him. I wasn't mad at him, right? I like the
you like the good mixtape.
No, well, I like the drive, right?
Okay, you like the hustle. Okay.
I like the drive. I like the boldness that says, I don't think they care. Why not, right? Check out my SoundCloud, right? That's the same exact kind of hustle that I would respect out of any club promoter when I was in my early 20s, right?
Yeah.
Like, hey, what are you doing? I'm passing out flyers, man. Check me out. I'm at this.
Hold on. But they weren't called flyers, but I mean, we called those handbills when we was in college. Like this was before the social media digital age, right? You was passing out the handbills as you walk by, like that was real.
That always had the girl kind of laid across somewhere, right?
Like I want to meet the dude who first put the club girl on the handbill. And then the subsequent dude who believed that woman was going to be in the club that day when he got there.
I want to meet the first person that watered down vodka in the club, right? That said, this vodka is too expensive. Pour some water in it, right?
Like he won't know it at 1 o'clock in the morning that there's water in this vodka.
Right. And I mean, they probably got me many of times when I was younger in my younger days, right?
Yeah, no. I mean, like when I was a freshman, sophomore in college, like quarter night was a thing, right? Like quarter night well drinks, right? And so my freshman year, you didn't really know the game, and so you getting Long Island iced teas and all the rest of these drinks, and rum and cokes. not knowing that they watering these things down. But once I got hip to the game, beer was also a quarter. You can't water no beer down. So
Right. Right. Hey, you had to get where you had to get it, right?
here we are. This is why I speak on panels to incoming students so that I can impart my knowledge and wisdom on them about don't be fooled by the quarter night.
Right. I mean, it's passing on this generational knowledge.
Exactly.
You're saying, hey, do better than me, right?
Oh, hey, but speaking of quarter night, what are you drinking tonight?
I am drinking Crown Royal Apple. What you got? You got Elijah Craig.
I do, man. Hey, right up front. I'm glad you can see it. I felt like I should feature it today. So last week, obviously, you remember I was drinking the Woodford, and I only have like a little knuckle left for that. So I went out and got some Elijah Craig. You can't go wrong with Elijah Craig. I mean, it's a great, smooth, a little spicy, got a little bite on the back. So we're good. I love Elijah. He's cool with me.
It got a little bit on the back nine.
A little bit on the back. And that's what you need. You want a full body bourbon, and Elijah Craig does it.
I like that. Crown Apple is tried and true, and I already had it inside my house. So
all right. So let me ask you, if since you're talking about Crown, is that your favorite Crown? I mean, because Crown went through this renaissance of, we had regular Crown, and then we had Crown Maple, we had Crown Apple, Crown Peach.
Is like, now they've gotten kind of crazy with the flavors, right? So I like Crown. I like Crown straight, right? Just Crown Royal, no flavoring on it. This was given to me as a gift. I was like, I will accept that gift and I will cherish that gift because I don't have it. So yes, I incorporated it in, and it's pretty smooth. I got to give them that. Like Crown Apple did a great job on the flavoring. I've had Crown Black, I think, and someone just told me today about Crown Peach that they said was pretty good.
Like, I mean, like we went through, maybe it was this past summer where Crown Peach, or maybe it was last, I don't remember, but like everybody was raving about, Crown Peach. I've never been a Crown guy, so I never really jumped into it, but they say it's good. The streets say it's good.
The street speaks.
I mean, you can't go wrong with the streets. I mean, the streets are the same people who brought you Lemon Pepper Wet. And so can you really talk bad about the streets from one Crown?
You got to let them ride. You got to say what the streets say, though.
Okay, so I did see somebody the other day order some wings. They wanted the hot wings sprinkled with the lemon pepper seasoning.
Whoa.
Yeah, that's real talk.
I mean, but you got to remember, we're in Atlanta, right? Atlanta's like wing capital, right? There's a wing spot everywhere. I gotta wonder how many chickens are left in the world because so many of the wings are in Atlanta right now.
Right now.
That people are ordering 10s, 20s,
I mean, I'm willing to bet there's more wings eaten in Clayton County than and let's keep in mind, Clayton County is the county that brought you Joe Biden. It pulled that win home for Joe Biden. So I can't talk too much trash about the wing eating in Clayton County, but I'm willing to bet that there's more wings consumed per capita in Clayton County than any other county in Georgia.
So what I'm going to need more people to do is own more wings. We got to get better supply chain kind of happening.
No, I think we need to own some more wing shops. Like, bro, like if we're going to be out here consuming them all, like we can't get out here and own no wing shop.
Right. Or at least the farms for where the chickens are.
Real talk. Own the whole supply chain.
Hey, tidbit for everyone that's out there voting, right? Kelly Loeffler, who is running for senator. I would be remiss if I didn't mention, one, she is not from Georgia. Two, her family gets millions of dollars of subsidies in farms, right?
Thank you. Okay, thank you. Because I was so confused. I was so confused as to what you
like. We're talking about farms and just this randomness. Blame the Crown Apple because Kelly Loeffler gets millions of dollars in subsidies for a farm that puts out nothing. Right.
Okay. Like real talk. I am normally the most random person in the room. And so when you transitioned from us talking about owning a chicken farm to make chicken wings to Kelly Loeffler, I was lost. I was like, hold on.
I
Slow
was going to
down.
send us on a ride. You every up the farm, and then I
was gonna reel you back in, but yes, I feel you. So hold on. So this she's not from Georgia.
She's from Ohio.
Oh, so where's the empty farm at then? Is it in Ohio too?
Yeah, Ohio or Indiana.
So she ride on an empty farm.
To my knowledge, the only connection she has to Georgia is that she owns partially the Atlanta Dream with the guy who's president of Coke's wife, right? Or something. Like
but all the Atlanta Dream players don't like her because they want everybody to vote for Warnock, which big ups to them for standing up against their boss though.
The thing that I gotta say, as we talk about politics for a few minutes here,
for a second, right?
David Perdue at least went to Tech, right?
Problem number one. But continue. I mean, that's just the bulldog in me. Go Dogs.
Right. But then Kelly Loeffler, I don't see any attachments to Georgia. So literally the problem that the Republicans are running into right now is everything you could say bad about me, I could say it bad about you. Right?
100%. 100%.
You want to say John Ossoff is not from Georgia. He at least went to St. Pius, right?
Right.
He came from Georgia, right? Kelly Loeffler is not from Georgia, right? What's her whole thing here, right?
Yeah. Who I'm trying to think of the dude. He's the U.S. representative from Florida. He's like Trump's errand boy, and I can't remember his name.
Marco?
No, not Mark. No. Not Senate. He's on the Gosh, what's that dude's name? But he owns a farm too, and he has one cow. And I remember, and the only reason I know that is because I follow the one cow on Twitter. Well, no, because you brought up farm subsidies, and so here this transition is obviously your fault, right?
It is. Sorry to send us down this hole.
You sent me down one hell of a rabbit hole trying to figure out who this dude is.
Out because for some reason there are hundreds of farmers making lots of money off of farm subsidies at the same time going up to the state capitol, which I drove by the other day and saw a huge protest against Fox News and Joe Biden, which are
they're idiots. Can we just say that?
Right. And I gotta wonder, if you're against people freeloading, I don't understand what's going on with the farm subsidy thing. Hopefully we have some very intelligent listeners out there that can come on and tell us what is happening here, that people can say, oh, we're not freeloading. Right?
I mean, the reality of the Republican Party is they hate socialism unless it benefits them, right?
Right.
And that's the long and the short of it. There's no, I mean, that's it. If socialism doesn't benefit them, then they don't want it. So it's cool for us to use taxpayer dollars to give corporations and rich people tax breaks, aka socialism, or we can give farm subsidies, socialism, right? Like socialism is cool when I'm the one getting the money, but if I'm not the one getting the money, then no, I don't want socialism. Devin Nunes, there we go, that's his name. I don't think he's the rep from Florida, but yes, he is the one who has a farm that has one cow, and he gets government subsidies for that quote unquote farm.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that whole rabbit hole that I just went down is all your fault. Like I wasn't.
This is insane.
Politics wasn't on the docket today, and you were like, Kelly Loeffler.
There are so many different rants I can come up with, but we're not going to go there. We're going to keep it pretty light today, so that we can hit you with some craziness later on. One day we can talk about how decriminalization of marijuana laws, but also not refining the criminal justice system to let those who are in jail marijuana out is somewhat contradictory, but
So we're saying weed is legal in all of these states, but all the people who were selling it while it was criminalized can just sit in jail while we make billions of dollars off of it. Is that what you're talking about? Also,
why we pay to have those people in jail, right? Mm-hmm. That's all my tax money. So I don't know. It's just kind of crazy, but weird quirks of Americandom, right?
Hey, but real quick before we go, but I mean, I'm thinking shout out to, I mean, I don't know if this is a shout out worthy, but like Oregon decriminalized all of it. Like, hey, you can, like you ain't going to jail. And I need to go and read the law. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't read the law yet or read what passed, but but all of the big stuff: heroin, cocaine, LSD. What is it? LSD or whatever it is.
They decriminalized everything.
Decriminalized it.
It's kind of got me worried though, because I used to watch The Wire, and I remember what Amsterdam was like. So I'm kind of.
But I mean, I think, are they saying, and I think so. So one of the little things that I did read about it was saying, hey, instead of immediately sending you to jail, we're going to set up some intervention treatments.
Yeah, drug court.
So there's a step in between me just, because, hey, like, is there a reason why I'm doing it, or can I get help so that I don't have to go to jail, which is a lot cheaper than housing somebody 365 days a year and giving them 3 hats and a cot.
Yeah, so I mean, like the last thing I would say about criminal justice before we get into rant-worthy,
right, real rant-worthy conversation, because I have ranted a lot today.
Here is the reason number 6 of why I would never be president, why people would never elect me as president. If you want to see people get rid of racism, right, in our politics and all that, label racism a mental health disease and watch quickly people would change up, right?
Oh yeah.
Be like, obviously, you have something neurologically deficient inside of your brain. If you think that because of my skin color, I'm somehow lower than you or something that does not logically make sense, right? If we classified that as a mental health disease and said, you actually need to go get treatment, or we treated them just like all the other stigmas of mental health disease. Not saying that we should treat people with mental health disorders or diseases as like less than citizens, but as those things carry a stigma, I would live for the day that someone comes into work and they're like, well, Bob kind of has,
issues.
He's not matured in his brain, right? And then people just ignored him, right? They were like, Bob's racist because he's an idiot, right? Or he's got some mental processing thing, and he has to go sit down with someone who I would love in this weird world was like a Black therapist that says, well, so tell me, Bob, how's it going today? Well, I slipped up again. A guy was helping me at the door, and I thought, this is a dirty Black guy or something.
Right. Oh, I slipped and used the N-word again.
You got to do the 12 steps, man, right? You got to kind of work on this thing, right? What kind of world would that be in? But that's my, we'll revisit this one day.
Oh yeah, I'll have the racism rant. I mean, because like there's a lot in the pocket for the racism rant.
Right.
All right. So you brought up a topic earlier today when we were prepping for the show. And I have to say, this is probably we could probably do 2 or 3 whole shows on this. So I'm going to be intrigued to see how this goes.
All right. So here's the thing that I was thinking of, right? So I was thinking back on my childhood watching cartoons. Obviously, Saturday morning, the thing to do was wake up early in the morning, turn on ABC, Fox, whatever, right?
Right.
Just let the tube run, right? Get you a big bowl of Rice Krispies, some just up there, just blah, 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 blah.
With sugar.
With lots of sugar, crazy amounts of sugar. It wasn't until maybe the 5th grade when I realized the white stuff on Frosted Flakes was supposed to be enough sugar for Frosted Flakes. And I was like,
no.
But this does traverse into things people lied about.
Before we go there, though, can I be transparent? And I realized that I was eating Rice Krispies the wrong way the whole time, right? Because I would pour the cereal. I mean, I'd pour the milk over the cereal instead of just pouring milk in a single spot. So instead of getting I used to get the whole bowl soggy faster instead of just pouring it like right there on the side. And then you get that one spot a little soggy, but the whole bowl stays extra crispy. So
no, I gotta admit, I was the kid that was pouring crazy amounts of milk in my bowl to hear that.
Yeah. I mean, you had to hear. I mean, that's what the sale was. Like the sale was hear the snap, crackle, pop in the cereal, right? Like, right. And then we was like a little less than poor growing up, so we wasn't eating Rice Krispies. We was eating that like rice cereal that came in the bag.
Rice Crisp.
Rice Crisp.
Rice Crisp. All my Rice Crisp did was snap. It had no
crackle or pop.
It just
That thing got soggy so quick. But hey,
it turned into little watery cardboard nuggets.
yes.
Right.
And then if you had like the Frosted Flakes joints, when you had the cheap version, the bag version of those,
Right.
it was trash. It literally like when it got soggy, it turned into cardboard. It was trash.
Right.
It was so
right. But this brings up the topic. The topic is definitely, as I was reflecting back, I thought about this famous show. Maybe you guys remember it. It was the future. There are flying cars. There are houses that lift up in the air.
Yep.
There are things happening all over the place.
Yep.
There's a little machine that people stick in little diskettes and it makes your whole meal. And yet on this show, which is the Jetsons, there are no Black people on the Jetsons.
There's not one Black person on the Jetsons. I'm actually on the website. I'm on the website right now. There is not. I'm literally looking through the Jetsons characters.
They created robots that could talk and do maid duties, right? That are like new slaves, right? New slaves are the robots. That sucks for them, right? But there are no Black people. Like, where are the Black people in the future? So
hold on, I'm on their Wikipedia page looking for Black people. I'm serious. I don't think they had 3 seasons. Started in 1962.
There's not one.
There's not.
And I was like, this is crazy. So it got me to thinking, where are all the Black people in the 90s cartoons, right? So this is a segment.
So you're just gonna totally brush over the fact that the show was set in the 2000s, and we obviously lied to about.
Well, this is the thing. This is the thing. What these cartoons lied to us about, right?
Right.
The things that you never really thought of as a kid, like, for instance, Scooby-Doo had no Black people, right?
Not a one. Scooby-Doo had the black dog, but that's about it. We didn't have a Black person in Scooby-Doo.
Now, that's something we can talk about for a long time, is what characters are Black but are not Black in cartoons, right?
I mean, all right. So the first when you go there, the first thing that comes to mind is obviously the blue dude in Doug was Black.
Skeeter
was Black, even though he was blue. But your argument is that Patti Mayonnaise was not Black; she was white because her last name was Mayo.
I thought she was white because her hair was blonde, right?
I mean, Black girls got blonde hair today.
Yeah, but I don't think it was until Little Kim started with Crush on You that I started seeing it.
So Little Kim
blew it out with
the barometer for Black women having blonde hair.
No,
Patty's not Black.
I don't want to anger anybody. I don't want to anger you. But I don't recall seeing people walk around with not blonde but yellow hair until Little Kim Crush on You came out, right?
So Patti, in your estimation, is not Black.
Right. Not Black.
Skeeter is Black, even though he's blue.
Skeeter is probably the closest to Black, other than his neighbor, the Dinks, right?
Okay, I remember the Dinks. Yep.
The Dinks, I assume, were something like Black. I don't know what they were.
Something like Black. So they were Black adjacent. They were Black adjacent.
Right. And it took me for a while to realize that the Dinks actually stood for something. It was an acronym: Double Income, No Kids.
Double Income, No Kids are the Dinks.
That's why I kept on buying all the gadgets and all the stuff, right? I was like, oh, they getting deep on Nickelodeon, right?
So Nickelodeon had you in your feelings with the deep stuff. That's what. Right. So Nickelodeon was woke before it was cool.
I mean, because and to keep it 100%, if you think about Doug now, right, you would be a bit worried about Doug, a kid that's going to school, doesn't really talk to anybody, only plays with his dog.
Oh no, Doug is a murderer now. Like, Doug is a dude who murders kids at school.
Doug is a murderer.
Yeah. Doug is the one that when he does it, I should have seen the signs.
Right.
That's Doug. But I mean, I will say, thinking back on the 90s, though, you had Magic School Bus, and they was pretty diverse.
Magic School
Bus had an Asian kid, they had a Latin kid. The whole class was white. I mean, but they still had a Black kid. I think the only thing they was missing was a kid in a wheelchair. I don't think they had a handicapable kid.
I don't think it was until probably Wayne Head that I saw like maybe a Black lead. And maybe Wayne Head or Static Shock.
Static Shock was fire. But I'm thinking here about Magic School Bus and all the stuff that bus could do. We couldn't get a wheelchair ramp.
Hey, that's pretty. That's
like
pretty,
the bus was shrinking, it was turning into lizards, it was
right.
going to the North Pole, but we couldn't get a wheelchair ramp on the bus.
A more radical version of the school bus would have been like you couldn't go through Black History. No one ever.
They wasn't time traveling, and no, they was still they wasn't going. Now I will say Recess was fire because they had a little black kid, and I think Recess was an inner city school too because they just seemed like they just had rusty Recess stuff.
Right, Recess remind me of every inner city school.
Yeah, Recess is clearly like South Side of Chicago. Like
right, it was like the kindergartners were like wild, crazy.
They was fending for like Recess. Right. That show was not set in a suburban school.
And I honestly, so this might be a little crazy. This is my own neurotic tendencies here, I guess, right? Mm-hmm. But Recess to me was the Ocean's 11 of cartoons.
Recess was the Ocean's 11 of cartoons. Okay, you're right. I'll give you that because they was plotting the whole episode.
It was like a huge collaboration. It was a good cast. It was a good cast of characters. And I was like, oh, yeah, like Ocean's 11.
I'll give you that. I'll give you that.
Recess.
All right, so here's a follow-up then. Arthur, the aardvark. Was he black?
I think he was, but I wasn't a fan of Arthur. So I don't know much about Arthur.
Okay.
Right? So I don't know anything about Arthur like that, but I would have to say Arthur is probably black, right? Okay. Here's one for you. Darkwing Duck.
Darkwing Duck was such a fire show. Such a fire show.
So what was it? Black?
Oh no, he was white. Darkwing Duck was white. I mean, because that's like Duck. I mean, that's all the same franchise. That's DuckTales. That's okay. That's all that. Yeah. I mean, that's Scrooge McDuck. Yeah, because Scrooge McDuck, it wasn't no black folk in that show. In DuckTales, it was no black ducks.
I got a new one. I got another one for you. Tailspin.
Hold on, was Tailspin? Was that the one with Baloo and them in it?
Yeah.
They wasn't. They was Jamaican. They was all Caribbean. That whole show was full of Caribbean animals. I mean, the animals weren't Caribbean, but like the
Shere Khan, I believe was a black guy.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, they were all like they just got off the boat in different spots, but they were all from varying points of Africa. Like everybody was either from an island or from the continent of Africa. Like there were no white animals in that show.
Now, so I'm trying to think of some of the other cartoons.
You had Chippendales, Rescue Rangers. They were probably like Canadian or something. They had that awkward accent.
Canadian
or Australian or something. What about Ninja Turtles?
Ninja Turtles.
Yeah.
That's a difficult one. That's a difficult one. They get a nod for pizza, but the anchovies on the pizza was like,
You're right. I mean, they was eating the awkward flavors. They was eating pineapple and ham and anchovies. But they were living in the hood in New York though.
The thing is though, the New Yorker in them is probably the bigger identity there. Okay. Like more so than any race or anything. They're New Yorkers, right?
Right.
And I mean, they were New Yorkers, tried and true, riding the subway,
right?
Doing their thing, dancing. They got a Vanilla Ice song out of the movie, right?
All right. Real talk though, Ninja Rap.
Ninja.
That might have been the hottest Vanilla Ice song. Now, granted, you got to give it to the original Vanilla Ice song, but the joint he laid down in Ninja Turtles.
That's the only two songs I know by it, right? Is Ice Baby,
Ice Baby,
Ninja Rap.
Ninja Rap. Yeah, I think those might be the only two songs I know.
I had know nothing else about him, right? And they would have Stabler from SVU would end up being Casey. When he
was that Casey from the hockey guy?
Yeah, I think so.
So he was solving crime before he got to Law and Order SVU. So he literally his whole career has gone from fighting crime with the Ninja Turtles to fighting crime with a woman who kind of looks like a Ninja Turtle.
Chris Maloney doesn't leave New York. That's all that I heard with that.
He doesn't leave New York. All right. So is Master Splinter. Master Splinter had to be black.
Oh, so they said it. I'm looking online. They said it is not Christopher Maloney, who is in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Okay.
It is very close looking other doppelganger.
So he's Chris Maloney adjacent.
Right. It's somebody that looks very similar, not the same person.
I mean, I feel like Master Splinter has to be black, legitimately. I mean, he has to.
Master Splinter.
No, he was a member. Like no, he had. I mean, he couldn't, like, he had to be black. He learned martial arts from the same place RZA did in Wu-Tang. Like, Wu-Tang. Gotta be black.
Nah, man, I don't think Master Splinter was black, man.
Now you hating.
That's my own call.
Drawing the line. You're hating.
I gotta draw the line, man.
You're hating.
I gotta call. But it does bring us to one of the most epic movies that Disney would ever put out.
Okay. A
little bit of history about this movie before I spoil it, right? So this movie comes out, and it's a part of a deal with the illustrator of the movie that it's like a throwaway movie. It's not supposed to do really well. It actually,
I know where you going,
right?
Yep.
It has some key scenes in it that draw many young viewers in, builds a cult following later, and actually takes off years later and becomes a cult fan favorite movie. Mm-hmm. The movie we are talking about is a Goofy movie.
A Goofy movie was fire.
Goofy movie with Max.
Yep.
Goofy.
Stands the test of time today.
I gotta assume that when I watch a Goofy movie, I assume that Max is black.
Oh, everybody.
The whole cast, right?
Yeah. I mean, like, a Goofy movie is legitimately what Drumline would have been if it was like a cartoon. Like, literally same movie.
I can see that.
So they have a the Max went to college, falls in love with a light skinned girl, same thing.
Oh, you talking about a very Goofy movie?
A very Goofy movie, which is still fire.
Yes. I'm talking about Goofy movie 1, where he goes on a road trip with his dad and goes to see Tevin Campbell's character.
Yes. And ends up on stage.
Pop locking, right?
Yeah. That was a fire movie.
Come on, man. This is one of the best movies Disney ever put out, right?
It's fire to this day. Like,
now,
it's Soul Plane before Soul Plane was Soul Plane, right? Like, it's that movie that shouldn't do well, but every time it comes on, you watch it because you enjoy it, and and so it's Soul Plane before Soul Plane.
And I actually think this is more of a testament for inclusion, right? Because is it the case that the movie is so fire because you actually associate with the characters
100%,
right? They kind of reflect your personality as a kid growing 100%.
Up. And Tevin Campbell's character would have been less you would have felt less connected to him if it was like Vanilla Ice playing him instead of Tevin Campbell.
Right. I imagine that the actual character, it was Tevin Campbell's voice, but the character was a mixture between Prince and MC Hammer.
I was going to give you more MC Hammer than Prince, but I feel you. I mean, I'll say the instrument side of that character was definitely Prince, but the dancing end of that character was MC Hammer.
Right. And it's
funny because you don't even have to put up a picture of that character, and everybody that watches this will automatically know exactly what character you're talking about.
Right. And that's what I'm saying. This was a phenomenal movie, right? But it's 100%. Again, the next black centric kind of movie, hip hop centric, urban centric, whatever you want to call it, inside of that genre, wouldn't come around until Tiana in The Princess and the Frog, when you have an upfront black character, right?
And that movie gets no love.
Right. Why doesn't it get that much love?
I don't know why Princess and the Frog doesn't get much love.
That's the crazy thing. It could have. It should have, right?
It's high quality.
But now they're going to try with Jamie Foxx and Soul.
I don't know. And here's the thing, though, is when you think about a Disney movie, the one thing that you can speak to with a Disney movie is the music, is the songs. I can't name one song from Princess and the Frog.
Yeah, no.
And I'm a Disney movie connoisseur.
But I'm looking forward to when Jamie Foxx's Soul comes out. I think
I'm gonna ride with that.
That's gonna be fire. But they're saying that it's gonna come out on Disney Plus, right? So
Damn COVID.
I'm definitely still gonna be like, yes.
What did I hear the other day that they said they were thinking about releasing straight to streaming? Wonder Woman is supposed to, if it doesn't get any better with the pandemic, they're gonna release that straight to HBO Max.
Yeah, I gotta wonder why they haven't even put Black Widow on Disney Plus.
It makes you think about how well Mulan did, because I don't know what Mulan did from a straight to Disney Plus. I mean, I bought it because it's $30.
There were people that loved Mulan, and I just was never that into it. The other side, especially the live action one, once I found out that Eddie Murphy wasn't going to be in it, I was like,
yeah, that was a letdown. I didn't even pay them. I didn't realize that on the front end, but not having Eddie Murphy in it was definitely, I mean, I'm a Mulan fan from the cartoon, and so I was going to see the live action joint regardless.
Right.
But
I actually think could be somewhat controversial. I think Disney should stop with all the live action movies.
Okay, unpopular opinion: Beyonce ruined Lion King live action movie.
What?
Ruined it.
Why?
Ruined it because she can't act. And then I felt like
I thought you meant like the Lion King, the live music album.
No. Like the music. Okay, yes, was the music good? But they made it too much about Nala, and like the movie is about Simba. I don't care about Nala. Could care less. Like I don't need her in the movie like at all. You could have got 900 other black women to play her role.
But see, in the Testament, right? We don't know. This would be my thoughts about this, right? As I think back on the original cast of Lion King, right? I can only think of 2 black actual actors in that whole movie. Right,
James Earl Jones,
and the guy
and then that dude from Thea.
Who?
The dude, the boy. What was his name? The dude who played the dude who sang all of the songs.
3. That's 3.
What's his name?
That was in ATL.
But he was in Thea though. I mean, that was the
right. He was an artist too. He was in a Tiki song.
I don't know his name.
I can't even think of it right now. You gonna make me look up Chingy.
Oh yeah, I don't know the dude's name, but I know James Earl Jones. I know Jonathan Taylor Thomas and the other dude who sang
Jason Weaver.
Oh, Jason Weaver. I would have never got that.
I think it was Jason Weaver, right? So, and the guy that played Rafiki, right?
Who's that?
I can't think of his name.
So he don't count it. You can't count him if you can't remember his name. I mean, I can count I can count the dude because I remember him from Thea.
Oh, it's Black Panther. No.
Helping. I'm looking it up. Lion King came out in 1994. That puts it in perspective.
Yeah, it was the guy that played Benson.
Jeremy Irons was Scar.
Right.
Oh, Whoopi Goldberg. She was the hyena.
Yep, that's 4, right? So I mean, it was a pretty diverse cast for.
Oh, you mean Robert, whatever his last name is?
Benson.
Okay.
Right. He was on Benson. He was Benson.
Oh, okay. Yeah. You're right. Yeah. So he would be the only person. Oh, Seth Rogen. Are we getting into the new characters? He's in the new ones. Okay.
Yeah, don't let them twist you up like that, right? But what I would say is Beyonce being included in the cast, I don't have a problem with. The reason why they didn't need to do a live action Lion King is because in the cartoon, animals can have personality.
Right.
In live action, lions don't smile. They don't frown. They're the lions, right?
I mean, I will say the live action version of Jungle Book was fire.
Didn't see it. Didn't care.
You'll enjoy that. No. Go. You and Coop could watch the live action version of Jungle Book. That was fire.
Nah, I don't. I don't
watch Jungle Book. I'm telling you, it was fire.
Whack. Right. I saw the live action Aladdin and I was like not impressed. Not impressed.
How did I feel about the live action Aladdin?
I was like, this feels too forced.
Will Smith wasn't as bad as I thought he would be.
He wasn't as good as he should have been, though.
I mean, it's how good can you be when you're blue?
Well, I mean, Robin Williams did great.
That's problem number one. Don't come. You see, like you can't. Will Smith did good enough in Aladdin that you didn't consistently say, but he's not Robin Williams.
But you know what you could have done? You could have made a CGI.
You are not CGI and Robin Williams.
No, not
Aladdin.
CGI, not CGI Robin Williams, but use all his original vocals to cover over a CGI a genie. And I would have taken that. I would have been like, man, that is a great idea because you will never.
It was good enough.
You will.
All right, so now I feel like next episode, I feel like there needs to be a ranking of all the live action Disney movies. There hadn't been that many.
There's not that many. It'll be a short list. Zero.
But
zero.
That means you need to watch them. That means you got to go back and watch. If we're gonna rate them, you got to watch them.
I can't do it. You'll have to count me out. One, Mulan at $30 is not my Mulan.
All right, but see, so the reason I didn't have no issue with that, with the price. All right, so we're talking about two different things, right? We're talking about the price point, and we're talking about whether or not we're going to see the movie, right? Like, I don't have an issue with the price point because if I'm going to take my family, then it's going to cost me a grip to take them anyway. So $30 for a movie, it's not that big of a deal. Do I still have it? Do we get to keep it for 30? And no. You get to keep it for $30.
You don't get to keep it. It's a rental.
Hold on, I have to go back and look and see if Mulan's still there.
Mulan ain't
even if it's a rental, like it's still $30. Nope. If you and Danielle went to the movies, it's $30.
Think about the precedent that's being set with Mulan, right? What's next? Pocahontas, right?
I mean, as long as Pocahontas ain't light skinned, I'm cool.
Pocahontas was one of the most racist movies
100%
ever made, right?
100%.
That totally glossed over how this whole thing went down.
No, right? But we're supposed to get a live action Little Mermaid.
Again.
With the black girl as the black girl that's the twin from the Beyonce group.
If you have daughters, Little Mermaid is one of the saddest movies.
Hey, bro, you got to support it because Queen Latifah gonna be Ursula, and
that's how they get you. That's how they get you.
You got to support it because Queen Latifah gonna be Ursula, and then the girl, the little twin girl that's in the little group that's on, the girl. I don't know her name. I don't know music.
Hallie and
one of them girls is gonna be the Little Mermaid. So now you getting to steal the Little Mermaid ain't white. And then you getting the Queen Latifah as Ursula. You gotta see that.
Think how sad of a movie that is. Like,
hey, she got her voice stolen. Hey, that's real. Black women today getting their voice stolen. You gotta support it.
No, but now think about this. You got a little girl who's gonna look up to you and say, "Dad, so what happened in that movie?" And you're gonna be like, "Oh, so right, she wanted to be with this dude, so she gave up her voice, right, so that she could walk." Man. Right. And then when he got with her, it didn't work out. She had to go back.
Teaching young girls heartbreak. Right. Your relationship may not work out. So the moral of the story is you better sing and don't let no dude steal your voice. Boom.
Right.
Boom.
Right. Think about what other movies Disney is going to try and do next. Right. And it's like, I don't want to see Sword in the Stone. I don't want to see this live. I don't want to see Fox and Hound.
We've seen enough of Sword in the Stone kind of shows. So I think you would get a remake of Sword in the Stone before you got a live action version, because that's just King Arthur.
The only movies that they haven't tried to figure out how to do yet live action are the Mickey Mouse ones, because Mickey Mouse would literally just be a mouse and it would be weird as hell.
That's weird. You can't live action.
You'd be like, whoa.
That's weird. That's
what,
now you're looking at a Chuck E. Cheese character, and that's awkward.
Right. You're looking at Chuck E. Cheese performing, trying to do the animatronics thing.
Yeah.
Right.
So, nah, man. I'm trying to think of anything else I would like to see that's Disney that would be live action, but I can't think of anything right now.
Nothing. Ratatouille. No.
Ratatouille was fire. You couldn't. No. I mean, but that movie only works as a cartoon.
Ratatouille is dope, but they've already done this movie. It was the movie with the two dudes and the mouse in the house joint.
Bro, like Ratatouille is a fire movie, but at the end of the day, it's still nasty as hell to think about the rat cooking your meal. So we should just leave that all out.
Gotta leave that out. WALL-E, right? You're gonna do a live action WALL-E?
Yeah. Nah.
WALL-E was a great movie, right? WALL-E told you about the future if people don't get their health together, right?
WALL-E was a fire movie.
Right.
Doesn't get much love.
No. So
hey,
I don't know, man. This is kind of crazy with these Disney movies. So
no. But you're right. I mean, we went down a real tangent with the 90s cartoons that lied all the way. It works in my brain and it all connected. But yeah, we went down a hell of a tangent.
Right. This one, episode 2 was our best chance at filling in a slow news cycle.
No, but I think we did a fire job though. I mean, we had some great convo in there.
I'm great. I'm happy.
It's something for everybody. Something for everybody.
It's a little bit. You want a little bit of Black history. You want a little bit of Black people's history, right?
Cartoon history. Even though I still stand on the fact that Skeeter from Doug is Black, and probably Patti Mayonaise.
I mean, the thing that I would end off here is realize, no.
All right, hold on. But if we're gonna admit that Patti Mayonaise is Black, does that mean Doug trying to holler? Is that our first instance of cartoon interracial dating?
I don't think Patti Mayonaise is Black though.
So they made her Black, but she's not Black.
No, she's I don't know what she is. She's not Black though. Okay. Patti Mayonaise. I think they're trying to tell you some meta stuff here. She's a burger.
I think you're getting too meta with Patti Mayonaise.
Her name is Patty, like burger Patty Mayonnaise.
Is her first name Burger, or was her? No, her name is Patti Mayonaise.
Right, a Patty Mayonnaise. Right, like that. That's like a mayonnaise sandwich. That's terrible. Right.
Well, what's blacker than a mayonnaise? I mean, that's that. A syrup sandwich, mayonnaise.
I don't think so, man. I think that's a reach. I think we're reaching.
That's no reach. We're there. I'm in there.
Hopefully what our viewers will take away from this is
we're random as hell. That's what they're gonna take away.
We're random, but in a nice way, in a great way. So listeners, if you're out there, please hang on with us, because hopefully something else will happen.
Hey, this gets better every week, man. It gets better every week.
Hey, next week we might we'll have a lot to talk about. Next week we actually got Thanksgiving going down, right?
Right.
So we got to preview Thanksgiving.
We got a Thanksgiving preview. You're right.
Family traditions or something. We got some. We got a Thanksgiving special cooking up for you as we speak. It's going to be awesome.
And I also want to talk about next week. I just thought about this. All the Black shows that they just brought back to Netflix. We got to talk about.
We got to do it. We got to do a review show, right?
Yeah, because there's a lot of high quality of those Black shows, like
there's
Half and Half that you feel like you forgot were such good quality shows. And now you get to relive them thanks to Netflix bringing them back.
Where's the Parenthood?
There's a lot of shows that aren't there, like Hanging with Mr. Cooper.
Right.
I mean, again, I brought up Thea earlier. Thea probably should have been on the list to come back to Netflix because that was fire.
Right.
You know,
so we got some stuff to be desired, but we got to talk about it. So have your stuff ready, viewer, because we're going to be talking about all the greatest of the greats as we have a good old family reunion, some good food, some good times, and of course, a good cup.
Hey, so this is episode 2, season 1, Drunk Mondays. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Smash that like button, subscribe, or whatever you're supposed to do around all this. Like us on Facebook, Drunk Mondays Podcast. Like us on Instagram, Drunk Mondays Podcast. I'm Jeff.
I'm Carrie. I'll see you next week.
Thank y'all for watching.